app developer, there are really 5 key points that you should consider, seriously consider. The first one is understanding an app developer's portfolio. That portfolio it's not like a website where they just build on a whim and they want to be creative. Most of the time, because they're so expensive to produce, they are limited by the client's budget, they're limited by the client's creativity. So you have to really talk to your developer and make sure that they have the vision and have the skills to really be able to do, especially if it's a complicated app. The next thing you're going to want to do is lots of app companies now, because they're just growing so big, there's so much competition out there, that they have a salesperson that's your first point person. That's really great in understanding your contract, and that's really great in understanding how the company works. It's not great in understanding how the creative team works. So you really want to, before you sign any contract, meet that creative team and make sure that they're on the same page, because once you sign that contract, there could be something in the contract that says if our creative team finds out that it's much more complicated, then we have to raise the price, and now you're already sort of pot committed. The next thing that I find in almost every single app contract we've seen is that there are when they break down the price, they break it down into percentages. So like 30% up front, 40% halfway through, 30% upon delivery. That is terrible. You don't want to do that. You want to do it based on milestones. So for example, like to get to the first wireframes is a certain amount of dollars. If you find out at that time that you don't like how the team is working, but you want the wireframes, you just pay to that point and then take the wireframes with you. You have to do that at every single milestone. You have to know when things are going to be delivered, and the price needs to be based on those deliverables. The next thing, just like a website, do not launch with every bells and whistles. What's cool about an app is that you can constantly upgrade it too. That's a good reason to reach out to your community once they download it, to let them know there is an upgrade. It's great to get some feedback and listen to what the community wants. But it's really hard to take things away, just like a website. So don't be delusional. In fact, you have to scale it back a lot more than you would a website, because you have limited space as well. Definitely download, which is probably the most important tip, is download the competition. Download every single app in the space and make sure you check that regularly. The App Store, when you go into it, there's a way to check by like date. Do that. Once a week, check to find out what are the new apps that are in your space, and you'll be well on your way to creating a successful app.